All right, we back in the building. We back in the building. Salute to everybody that's here. You already know I'm Blue Devil, and today we back with another video reaction. Now look, we got the saga of the Lucky from Hoodstocks versus Oak Creep from Orange County coming to an end here. Oak Creep has made a final video to sort of respond to Lucky from Hoodstocks and sort of put the situation either in full throttle or just dead it and end it here once and for all. Okay, so those that don't know, I got two other videos. You can find them on the you can find them at the end of this video. They'll pop up right here, or you could go to my page, go look under Blue Devil Reactions, and you will find part 1 and part 2. It's part 3, and this will probably most likely be the last part when it comes to Oak Creep versus Lucky from Hoodstocks. We gonna move on from this and then cover something else. I just feel like I had to bring you guys the very last video that Oak Creep dropped today, since we've been updated with this whole saga since it continued. So look, before we press play on the video, I need everybody to hit the like button real quick, hit the subscribe button. 90,000 subscribers is around the corner. Once we get to 90K, I'm gonna grind harder than I'm grinding now, and we're gonna get to 100 before the end of the year. All organic, baby. Mark my words, we will be at 100. Meanwhile, listen, piece of advice to all the grown men: stop crying in the comments, bro. You a grown man. It's one thing to have an opinion, and it's another to be in there crying. Oh, Blue Devil, you bring negativity. All you do is separate people. All you do, bro. You don't have to like me. You don't have to watch me. You don't have to do anything. Why are you here? Go watch Barney. Go watch the Power Rangers. Oh no, they fight. Go watch Nickelodeon. I don't know, bro. Like, why are you crying in the comments? You a grown man, like a full-blown cholote, bro, crying in the comments. You got tattoos on your face, on your body. You're probably from a gang, and you in the comments crying about other men that don't know you. Bro, just enjoy the video or click off of it. Let's press play, bro. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Salute to everybody. We'll be live. What time is it? 5:30. I will be live around 6:30, 7. No longer 8. Let's move it a little bit closer. All right. So we will be live around 6:37. Tap back in probably 6:30, probably 7. All right. Let's do 7. We'll be live at 7. Everybody tap back in at 7 p.m. We'll be live. Let's go. Oak Creep from Orange County, last and final video about this Lucky from Hoodstock situation. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. But let's go. Let's watch it entirely. I'm not going to stop it. And then we'll come back and break it down.
All right, so after a long weekend of just bullshit, lots of DM and all that shit, I'm just going to cut this whole shit at this point. It is what it is. I'm going to deal with it as it comes and leave it as that. I said what I had to say. Anybody got anything they need to talk to me about, they can address me directly. I'm not hard to get a hold of. You go ahead and get a hold of me. My number, a lot of people got it. It's easy to get. And at this point, I'm going to just dead this whole shit out. You know, like I said before, I didn't even want to address the issue, but I had to expose certain actions that I felt were not warranted and that was two-faced. But now that that's all said and done, and I said what I had to say, I got nothing more to contribute to this. That's not how I move, to be honest with you. That's not the way I roll. If you look at my history of social media, I've always kept my beefs offline. I've always kept my issues offline. And I've never contributed to social media fuckery that everybody seems to have nowadays. You know, like I said, I had an agenda, and I had to let shit be known too. You know, cats want to talk about the, you know, they got OC generals and all this other shit. Homie, I'm an OC general, dog, and we want to talk about it. I got OC generals on my fucking side, and, you know, it is what it is. But we'll leave it as that. Hopefully, there's some kind of resolution. We could handle this like gentlemen, or take it where it needs to go. But at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and delete those threads and all that shit. I don't like contributing to that negativity bullshit. People saying, "Oh, you're nothing but a net banger," and you fucking need to do this and do that. You know, it's a lot more intricate than a lot of people understand. There was a lot more that was going into this. And like I said, these DMs kicked in, and this whole issue happened weeks ago. It's not like it just happened. So I just didn't jump on the clout train or clout chasing train, overnight and, oh, I'm going to make posts about this and that. I didn't do that. You know, I sat and I thought about this for a minute. But I needed to clarify that my people, and I'm talking about Orange County, City of Orange, understood what we're dealing with. You know, when you deal with fucking a two-faced snake, expect to get bit. You know what I mean? And I see homies from OC still, gonna fuck with him or do whatever. That's fine. That's cool with me. Hey, y'all gonna learn fucking your lesson at some point. Get close enough, you're gonna get bit. And don't say I didn't tell you, because the stories are coming out more and more and more. So, if you go ahead and do your thing, man, fucking take your pictures with him, go ahead and, post up or, and I'm easy to find at any point. Like Tupac said, I ain't hard to find, G. You can fucking find me anytime. I'm out there like that. And, and if not, I could be contacted. But, it is what it is. I don't expect nobody to fight nobody's battles for me. Shit, when it comes down to fucking my personal beefs, I rarely call on my homeboys to fucking handle any of my beefs. I gotta reach out and tell my homeboys gotta reach out to me and start telling me, hey, what's up? Why don't you hit us up? Fucking, we got you. Because you know what? I'm a man, dog. I've always fucking handled my shit on my own. I'll carry the hood on my back by myself. I'll carry Orange County on the back by myself. I don't need nobody. I don't need to go contact generals and have people politic, fucking go and politic against other people and do all that kind of shit. I don't need to do all that. I'm a fucking grown man that stands on my own fucking 2 feet and stays 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, that's where we at. Much love to all my Orange County folks. Much love to everybody that reached out, that sent love and respect. I appreciate you all. All my homies from Lost that fucking tapped in. And all the homies from other areas that let me know what it was, what they think, and how they felt. Nothing but love and respect, man. Fucking, you know how we do. My boy, this is fucking Big Stomp, Orange Valley, Cypress Street, and I'm signing out.
Hey, I swear I still can't get over that generals thing. Like I'm telling you, it sounds like a Hawila title. South Central Generals, tap in. East Coast General, Orange County Lieutenant. Man, these are all Hot Wheeler headlines, bro. Salute to Hot Wheeler, bro. But he's the one that created all these crazy thumbnails, all these crazy headlines, bro. Like San Bernardino Goblin. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, hey, listen, salute to Hot Wheeler, bro. He may not like that I throw it around him, but he's the one that created these weird names, bro. Southeast Demon. Like, what the fuck, bro? He's a rapper. He's not a demon. He's a rapper. But look. Back to this homie OC Creep. I think he did the right thing, bro. I was reading some of his comments, bro, on his previous videos, and when you're not used to reading comments like that, it may get to you, bro. And I was reading comments of people calling this guy a cloud chaser, a wannabe, a lame. Why don't you go fight Lucky and blah blah blah. The same shit they do to me, and it's like, what the fuck? They're the ones that got problems with me. Why I gotta go look for them? You feel what I'm saying? And he was going through the same shit. So I seen the comments, bro, where people are delusional. It's like, why don't you go tell your guy to stand on something? Why don't you go tell your hero to go handle his business? Like, from what I know, real OGs don't come out here to talk, right? So, I mean, if you a real OG, why are you making a PSA? Like, go handle that behind closed doors. It should have never been public to begin with. Like, if someone takes it public, then they're taking it to the internet. It's for everybody at that point. It's like having a homie that don't do the internet. He's a real one from prison or whatever, right? And that fool comes home to pick up the phone and talk shit to the people on the internet. Dick, I thought you don't get down like that. You know what I mean? Now flip it, and he come home, he got a problem with somebody. He gonna tell you, hey, where that fool from? All right, so and so. All right, cool. Let me call his big homies. Boom, and we'll never know about it. You know, but to this OG right here or this young feller, uh, I think the comments maybe have got to him. Maybe he read some comments, or maybe his homies got at him and told him, hey, bro, it's not looking too good. Just to keep it off the internet. But it's difficult, and I've said this before because when someone calls you out on the internet, you have to reply on the internet. And if you don't reply, people look at you like soft. They look at you like scared. But you can't win though. Like, you won't win with the public. So it's best to ignore what the comments say and just keep pushing, bro. Because I'm telling you, the people in the comments were delusional. Oh, why don't you go fight him? Why don't you get up and go? Why don't you? So I'm supposed to just get up and go fight any person and every person that calls me out because they feel like it? I mean, I guess according to the internet, you're supposed to. So when homeless bums that make YouTube channels call you out, I guess you're supposed to pick up and go find them. So I guess now anyone that goes like this is a respected veteran. Anyone that makes a video saying, hey, fucking username 3694, fuck you. I want to fight you. And I won. You know why I won? Because that username guy don't even give a fuck about me. But I won. And I look tough. Nah, bro, listen. Listen. I think, this is what I think. My opinion. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to agree with me. None of that. I feel that Southsiders always portray them to be the toughest. They're tougher than the blacks, than the whites, than the Mexicans. And this is what they portray. I'm not saying it is true. I'm not saying the Mexicans are tougher than the blacks. I'm just saying they portray that the Mexicans are this, like, elite, untouchable, undeniable factor out here, right? So if you consider yourself to be a Mexican gang member, why are you stooping down to the levels of Adam 22, Poetic Flaco? Why are you stooping down to the levels of cloud chasers and dumbasses? Why aren't you upholding that code? Why aren't you upholding that etiquette? Why aren't you upholding these rules of we don't do the woofing online? Why did we find out about this? Why didn't this situation get cleared up behind closed doors where none of us would have been able to have input? None of us would have been able to know anything. None of us would have been able to be chismosos or metiches. Why did this go public? Why didn't these gangbang motherfuckers take care of this behind closed doors? That's my question. So again, my opinion is I feel from here on out, any homie that got an issue can easily handle it behind closed doors. We don't need to prove it to the internet, the YouTubers, the fucking Adam 22s, the nobodies, bro. If any motherfucker that looks like me and he's from somewhere out here, that could be easily contacted, take that issue and handle it behind closed doors, bro. Stop making it public. That goes for everybody. That's just my opinion. But is that going to happen? Probably not. There'll probably be a YouTuber tomorrow saying he's a Southsider but lives in Oklahoma making a video dissing someone from the West. But listen, salute to the OG right here, or the youngster, or whatever he wants to go by as far as age-wise. Hopefully he can resolve this problem. Hopefully the other guy can get his YouTube channel up and running and start making his money to provide for his people. I don't want to see no one fight. I don't really give a fuck about seeing these people fight. I don't want to see them get in the ring. I don't want to see them bare knuckle. I don't give a fuck about this. You know who wants to see this? People that ain't from the cloth. People that are in the comments saying, "Why don't you go fight? Why don't you go fight?" Those are people, bro, that ain't never been through nothing. Ain't never done nothing. And if they have been through something or they've been somewhere, is they're just obsessed with the lifestyle, like obsessed. They're like brokies because you could have been through the war, the 90s, the jail, the system, right? But now you elevated your life and you don't give a fuck about that. So if you haven't elevated your life and all you give a fuck is about this drama, that means that you are broke and you're probably a bum sitting at home doing nothing with your life. I don't know too many business owners, homie. I know a lot of homies that are business owners and then elevated their shit. They don't want to see this. They don't give a fuck about it. If it happens, it happens. They're not in the comments. You know who's in the comments? Fucking vatos that are still sitting at their mom's house collecting EBT with their dirty fucking calzones and their dirty socks, bro. You know who's in the comments talking about fight, fight, fight? Fucking chavalas that are afraid to show their face, bro. You know, scary punk motherfuckers that ain't gonna tell you who they are, but they gonna have the loudest voice on the internet. Lames, bro. Lames. You know. So listen, hopefully these dudes can fix their issues. Hopefully they can keep it off the internet. And hopefully we can move on, bro. And with that being said, I'm Blue Devil. Salute to everybody involved. Until next time, we out this bitch.